Well, hello there, and welcome back to The Last Days. It's actually kind of crazy how long it has been. I think it's been like a year, actually, since I first started uploading The Last Days and this series with Bear Uruk. Now, there's one reason why these series, well, there's two reasons why this series and Bertildian series also went a little bit by the wayside, and that is, on the one hand, there are a lot of really cool mods, and I love to play a variety of them. That's one reason. And the other reason is the fact that I have such a large party. I don't have to run around with such a large party, but I have such a large party that it makes it really difficult to actually do anything. So my mobility is severely reduced while running around with these insane amount of units. Otherwise, the one other thing, in The Last Days, you kind of have to wait for the AI to do a siege for you to be able to participate in that siege. I have never, ever found a way to do a siege myself and actually enter the siege on my own, of my own volition, basically, which is really, really bad, in my opinion. That makes things really difficult, and it makes it very reliant on the AI. And the AI is kind of silly sometimes. So anyway, we're just going to go in and help these guys. As you can see, I can literally just do auto-resolve very, very easily. I don't know whether we're going to be able to even participate in this. I hope that this guy right here, I think is, Chief Daglaf, or the Black. I hope he is going to... Oh, hello there. That's actually a lot of people. Okay, hey, oh, hello. Okay, yeah, we're going to attack you. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to be heading in here. I initially thought that, hey, you know what? We're probably just going to introduce Bear Uruk again, and then I'm going to go and switch to Bertildian, because Bertildian has a much more, much more active game, because of course we have now eliminated every single good faction. I don't know whether you know this, but in Bear Uruk's game we have eliminated every single elven faction and man faction. So the only thing that is left to do is murder each other. So the Mordor units and the Isengard units are fighting against each other, as well as all the goblins, of course, and that is indeed making things very tricky indeed. But it would be a lot easier if I could actually do my own sieges. That is the thing that I am now harking back to again and again, because I have to wait for the AI to do what they need to do, and it's really difficult. It is really difficult to get that actually working properly, because on the one hand, I really, really want to be able to do something like that. I really, really want to be able to finish the game. But when you have to wait for the AI to do that, and I've literally been waiting for like a week, in-game week, to have anyone do anything, basically, and it's kind of disappointing, really, when they don't do anything, and then you kind of have to, you know, just kind of you can't really do anything. The cool thing, though, about The Last Days is that, especially when you're playing as Uruks, Orcs, Goblins, whatever, then what you can do is you can actually, if you have no food, like for example, I have no food in my inventory right now, like literally nothing. And you may be wondering, well, why aren't you getting any deserters? Well, that's the cool thing. The mod creators were so incredibly insightful about this. They were really, really good when it came to dealing with morale penalties and things like that, because they know that when you are playing as an evil faction, for example, as maybe you're playing as Moria, maybe you're playing as Isengard, and you got a whole bunch of goblins, you got a whole bunch of Uruks and things, and you have a massive army. So let's say you have 300, 400, 500 units, and in my case, I've got 2,000, and let's say you have that amount, well, then you don't have to worry, because what happens is there's an event that comes up, and that event allows you to, well, basically just kill your own unit. So it basically kills 10 or so of your own orcs or goblins or whatever, and then basically improves your morale as a result of that, which I think is fantastic. I think that's an amazing feature that really makes a massive... Oh, that's our guy. Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah, anyway, the point is that that is an amazing feature and really makes playing The Last Days as an evil faction with a big army exceedingly good. It really does. It makes it really rewarding, very satisfying to have a large army, although, as I say, the travel times on the world map are really, really harsh and pretty hard to deal with. But otherwise, I have this two-handed, yes, I have this two-handed axe, no, two-handed sword, which is absolutely amazing. It is really, really good. I love using it. Unfortunately, I am taking a lot of damage as a result of this, because I wanted to show it to you, because it is just amazing. If you haven't seen the Bear Uruk series before, then this is a pretty good way to be introduced back to it, and if you'd like to check it out in further detail, and how we got to this point, then there is a link to the playlist down below in the pinned comment. So yeah, anyway, otherwise we are basically just going to try our best to try and eliminate as many people as possible, but as I say, it probably won't be a series that I will be able to finish, literally just because I have to rely on the AI so heavily to do anything that it kind of makes things almost impossible because of that. You know, because I would love to be able to finish this, and I would have been able to finish this series easily if I had the power to actually command my own sieges and things like that. And yes, I know, a lot of people are going to say, oh, you can just use your influence points to tell other people to do certain things. So you can go to the marshal or the leader or whoever it is out on the battlefield, and you can speak to them, and then you can say, hey, could you go over here and siege this? Could you go over there and siege that? And so on and so forth. And yeah, I know you can do that. I tried that literally just like 15 minutes ago with the marshal for Isengard. And let's just say it didn't really go that well, because I spent my influence. It was about, I think it was like 20. Yeah, I think it was like 20 influence to tell him to go and do something. But he didn't actually end up going and doing it, which is kind of weird. I don't know why he would not do it, but whatever the case, this is my army at the moment. It is just insane. I have 69,000 resource points from done lendings alone, which is just amazing. I mean, really, it's just crazy. And otherwise, we have some good quality metal scraps. You could see here that I literally just have some magical items in my inventory, and that's it. I really don't have anything else, because there's not really any need for it. And as you can see, we helped this guy really quite nicely there. And I'm hopeful. Ah, there we go. He's actually gone in. Has he? Yes, he has actually gone in. This is fantastic. Okay, I'm really, really pleased about this, because I was super, super worried that he would just give up, because that is in general what tends to happen in the last days when it gets to this point, at least for me, because these guys tend to get attacked, or they tend to get chased off or something like that. So that's the reason why I decided to attack those Mordor vassals when they pounced upon one of the Dunlending's vassals themselves, because then we can kind of thin out the field, so to speak. We can kind of make it a little easier on our allies and see where it goes from there. And I think we're actually going to be in a really good position as a result of that. So hopefully this is going to be the beginning of the end, basically, for Mordor, because we still have Minas Morgul, we still have a bunch of sentry camps as well to eliminate, and of course we still have the other Osgiliath to eliminate as well. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. But thankfully, my units, I mean, here's the thing, I literally have about, what, I don't know, 1,700 Moria chieftains, and I think that's it. I think I have like a whole bunch of those, and then just some rabble, you know, so I have like lower tier orcs and indeed goblins and things like that, and that is just hilarious to watch them, because there's just so many of them. There really is, and it is an epic sight to see those guys. And unfortunately, we have always been in a battle with someone else, so you haven't really seen the enormity of our forces at the moment. But maybe in the near future, we'll be able to have a look-see. So yeah, anyway, we're going to try and do as much damage as we can here. And I'm just going to swing around with my... I believe this is a Nazgul sword. It's been a long time since I've played Bear Uruk. And yeah, I did have some slight issues actually even loading up the save game. Because what was happening was I was getting a runtime error, an RGL error, whatever it is, immediately upon loading the save game. And I was really worried about that because I really wanted to finish up the series, or at least give Bear Uruk a really nice send-off, because let's face it, as I say, I probably won't be able to finish it completely, because if I have to keep relying on the AI to do things, and by that I mean actually siege things, it's going to be, well, as I say, it's going to be a hard slog that is going to just take way too long. So hopefully that's not going to be the case, and hopefully they will start to do a little bit of something here and there, and they will maybe, you know, want to assist us as we go forward in the game. And the only thing that I really want to do is eliminate Mordor, mostly, because after that it's just Dol Guldur. Dol Guldur is the only one then still alive at that point. And I think Rune as well, and I think Rune was actually just, I think they lost a southern camp relatively recently, and of course because I have such a large army, it's pretty difficult for me to get back to the northern area. So it might very well be the case that I will be dropping off a bunch of units to someone else, and maybe then they can utilize them a little bit better than I can, because then I can move around a little bit quicker, and I don't have to worry so much about, well, being so slow, because it really takes a long time for me to get anywhere. So that's why I've just been hanging around in Mordor's territory for the most part, and just trying to eliminate as many Mordor war parties as I can, try to hunt down as many vassals as I can, and even that's kind of difficult, because trying to do that... Oh, hello. Yeah, that's an Oligarch, by the way. Oh, and I think these are all enemies. Yes, they are. Mostly? Yeah, mostly all enemies, so I have to be a bit careful here, because we're going to be receiving reinforcements in just a second. Ooh, Foldermere. Foldermere has leveled up. Very nice indeed, yes. Very good. Okay, so yeah, otherwise that Oligarch really needs to go down, but I don't think I can get close enough to it to actually do anything to it right now. Maybe I'll be able to... Yep, here we go, here we go. Maybe I can attack from behind a little bit. There we are. Just going to have to keep slashing around, because I really don't want to die, but I think I'm probably going to, because I'm being shot by this archer. And bear in mind, I don't have the best armor ever, so that is indeed a problem, because it's just... I mean, we've eliminated 520 units so far, which is just crazy, but yeah, I don't have the best armor because we are... I mean, I actually do have the... I think I have the best armor in the game, in the mod, or at least one of the best armors, but the problem with it is that it just doesn't give me enough protection to really defend me against these little units. But of course, we don't really want to be invincible, do we? Because that would just prove to be a bit of a monotonous slog then, and it is going to be very fun to try and survive against the overwhelming odds of Mordor itself. So, yeah, we still have that challenge, of course, but otherwise there are only 2 enemies remaining. Yes, only 2 enemies remaining, and that is indeed a victory for us in West Osgiliath. There we go, 44 rank points, 24 influence, nothing really to write home about here because I am already rank 11 with done lendings, and rank 11 is basically maxed out. I don't think there's anything else I can really get. I am not going to be taking any more rescued prisoners because, as I've said already, I just have way too many units as it is. Alright, so there you go, we have now taken West Osgiliath from Mordor. Oh, it seems like East Osgiliath is also under siege. I'm actually wondering whether they're going to go through with this. Can you run after them, please? Run after them. Yes, yes, yeah, there we go. Come on, get him. Get him. Yes. Hopefully you're going to be able to catch him. Yes, I think you're faster. Yes, you are, indeed. Great. Okay, so I'm just going to auto-resolve this because we can just finish that guy super quickly, and we're going to win the battle anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. And we're also going to be losing a bunch of units in the process too, which is really good. So hopefully we can have something like that help us out a little bit, even though I could technically just, you know, kind of lose those units on purpose if I want to. You know, I can just disband them or something like that. But anyway, oh, hello there. Skang is wanting to attack us. Shall we... I mean, look at this. It's just insane. It's just so insane how many units we really have. So there you go. That was another one of them. And I think, are they going to do it? I hope they actually end up doing it. It would be really cool if they could. It's looking unlikely at the moment. No, it doesn't look like they're going to be doing this, which is really a shame. This is what happens, you see, when I go into the siege or attempt to siege, and it just does not work. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to wait for some AI to come in and actually do that. But anyway, let me just give you a look at the map as well. So if you are not familiar, or if you've forgotten from when you watched it previously, this series, then you'll just have a look-see here at what kind of situation we are currently having. So you can see here that Rune, they lost their southern outpost very recently, and otherwise they just have their main Rune camp, and that is it. So if we eliminate Rune over there, they're done. And if we eliminate Dol Guldur, and then the Dol Guldur North outpost, then they're also done. And otherwise, we have just Mordor. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more fiefs still remaining, which is kind of... it's kind of annoying, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of annoying to have to wait for the AI to do that. But yeah, anyway, I have also made it possible so that there are no requirements for besieging. So in other words, anyone can besiege anything at any time if they want to. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted to encourage the AI to do these things, and maybe it takes a little bit of time for them to calculate whether they can actually do it, or whether they want to do it, or whatever the case may be. But the point is that in general, I just wanted to be able to have some action going on. And it seems like Rune might very well be eliminated because Gundabad is currently besieging them. Oh, hello. They might decide to do something here. Oh, hello. There's a prisoner train. Okay, so we might want to go in there. Okay, let's go and help them out. We will participate in the sieges, by the way. We will participate in those. I'm just auto-resolving the easy fights that are going to be just walkovers anyway, and it's just going to take time more than anything. So we're just going to get those guys done, and we'll free up our Isengard friends. And Mog the Seven-Fingered is, I believe, the Marshal, so maybe I can speak to him or something like that. But yeah, as you can see, they're trying to get all these guys dead, and that's absolutely fine. No problem at all there. So let's see if I can speak to him. There he is. I'm never going to catch up. Yeah, that's how things are. That is how things are. Okay, so maybe I can... Is that him there? No, okay. Mog the Seven-Fingered. There he is. He's coming back towards. Okay, that's great. Okay, fantastic. I'd like to have a council with you about the war. I wish to raise an enemy settlement to the ground. Okay, so here we go. Let's see if he actually listens to us. So I would like to destroy Minas Morgul. I shall send messengers to gather our forces. Follow me and stay close. We ride to Minas Morgul. I'm actually really surprised. I'm very surprised. I actually thought that he would not do this, but Minas Morgul is right here. I would love to be able to do this. If he goes in, this is going to be great. Okay, we might actually get an end to this series, an official end to this series, if he decides to go... Oh. I don't know why he's following Gothmog's host. Why are you going away now? Why are you going away now? See, now this is what I mean. This is exactly the problem, unfortunately. Where is Gothmog's host? Okay, is he going back there now? Okay, there's Gothmog's host. Okay, so I'm gonna run some interference while he besieges Minas Morgul. Yes, he's actually doing it. Okay, phew. I was super worried about that. I really thought that he was going to delay, you know, inevitably long or something like that. And wow, I'm really pleased that they might actually... Are they... Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. It's kind of annoying how they do that, where they are wanting to attack this one vassal, and I'd love them to just concentrate on that one thing, but it makes it very difficult. Okay, well, whatever the case, let's go and just kill Gothmog, because he is just super easy for us to kill. Look at that. Boom. Done. Yes. Very, very quick indeed. And now, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? I hope so. Anyway, I'm just going to stand over here, maybe run some interference between some of these enemies. And maybe I can also... I mean, these guys pop out like no one's business. The enemy vassals just seem to gather forces like instantly. So that is kind of harsh. But otherwise, let's see what happens. Let's see if they actually decide to help us out. They are helping other people, which is absolutely fine. I'm thinking that that's a great thing for them to do. But if they can come back here and do this now, oh, okay. Well, never mind. They seem to have changed. They seem to have changed focus to East Osgiliath. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Please continue doing that. Okay, so now this is the event that I was talking about beforehand, where we have no food and we have weak morale or low morale, and we are going to then be killing a few weaklings. As you can see, we're just going to get rid of some goblins of Moria, and we'll gain 23 morale from that, which is really very good. And that means I theoretically do not need to have food in my inventory at any time, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, as you can see, yeah, this guy is not... Is he... Can I speak to this guy, maybe? Okay, so let's have a look. We should ride to besiege Minas Morgul. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I have a lot of influence with Dunlendings, so I should be able to convince them to, you know, maybe besiege it, because apparently Isengard doesn't want to listen to me, so that's great. Oh, he's actually doing it. Nope. Yeah. And now this is exactly the point. This is exactly the reason why it's probably unlikely that I will be able to finish this series officially, but you can kind of take away from the fact that we have so many units that we would be very easily able to basically take everything. Even if I auto-resolved every single siege, I would probably be able to take it without any problems whatsoever. I 100% would have been able to already have taken these 3 particular fiefs specifically, and I think in general it just would have been a no-brainer, you know? We would have been able to take that, we would have been able to take these things as well, or at least destroy them, and then we may have had to, you know, re-recruit around Gates of Moria, because they usually have a massive amount of recruits for me, thanks to how much rank points I have. And that's the point. Then I'd be able to go on to Dol Guldur and Dol Guldur North Outpost and so on and so forth. So I guess what we can do is maybe we can consider this the official end to the series, even though I kind of have a lot of fun playing this mod, and that's the reason why I kind of I made a special feature recently on The Last Days Overhaul, because that is a mod that I would like to potentially make a series on. And I think that could be really fun, because I love being in this world. I love seeing the Lord of the Rings units. I love utilizing all of their units and seeing what kinds of heroes we come up against and all of that. And it's really fun. It's a lot of fun. So maybe we're going to have a series in The Last Days Overhaul, and we'll see how that goes. But for now, it seems like, as you can see, they're just not really willing to do anything. They're not really willing to besiege these things. Moria Advanced Camp has been besieged. Yeah, I don't really mind about that, to be honest, because that's all the way over here, and it doesn't really do much. But I'm sure that whoever's over there will probably defend it pretty easily. Anyway, Minas Morgul's not going to be taken by us today, but that will be it. That will be it. That will be it for this series, and I hope that is a good explanation of what is actually going on with the AI not wanting to besiege here and there and all that stuff. And I hope this maybe has piqued your interest to take a look at the other series that I'm also going to bring back, which is featuring an elven archer from Mirkwood named Bertildion, and he has a lot of work to do, because he has to fight alongside Gondor against an overwhelmingly strong Mordor army. So stay tuned for that. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.